It's good, y'all. I'm at my valet job right now. That's why I got this polo on. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna be doing for the next month. My lease is ending up in the next couple of days, and I haven't found a spot yet, just because my budget is so tight. And I've been trying to look for a roommate because that would save me on some expenses. But for the timeline I'm looking at, within the next couple of days, there's nothing for me. And I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna be doing over the next month. So I gotta move out. I'm working a double right now, so I'm gonna be working for like 12 some hours today. And my car is at like 20 miles, almost driving on empty. Been boxing up stuff all morning, working on some content, working on some projects on the side, trying to make something out of nothing, as y'all know. And yeah, bro, I just want to film this part because in my head, I literally don't know what's gonna happen. I literally don't know where I'm gonna be at in the next 30 days. But I know I'll figure it out. I know I will. It's tough because I imagined for myself to be in a completely different spot even a couple months ago. But all things take time. And some things don't work out the way you think they are. This year has taught me one thing, like, you can't really put a time limit on it. You can't really tell yourself that you're gonna achieve X goal in X time, because it's always gonna take a little bit longer. There's so many variables that play into factor, but the most important variable is yourself. How much are you willing to commit to it? How much effort are you willing to give in? How many days are you willing to go with 3-4 hours of sleep a night? How many days are you willing to eat a little bit less and make sacrifices, skip on time with family, time with friends, just to give your all into the mission? Man, I've made so many sacrifices over the past couple of months. Drop out of college, literally not even dropping, but like stepping away from most of my friends and family. Just been riding solo primarily on this journey. It's been fucking tough. It has. But I know that everything is gonna work out, and that's why I'm recording this video. It's because I want to look back and watch this video. I'm literally just making this for myself in the future, to look back and say, I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen at this point in time right here. But it's all about putting my faith in a higher power and giving my all and towards the inputs, and treating every single day as literally just another day to get better, another day for more opportunity. That's all I got, bro. That's all I got. Just myself. Damn. I feel like I just had like a realization moment over the past 30 minutes, especially after boxing up my stuff in my apartment and thinking, damn, I don't got a spot to stay. And let me go a little bit more in depth into that, because I've toured over 10 apartments the past 2 weeks looking for 1-bedrooms, because I lived in a 4-person spot over the past year, and it was probably one of the most miserable things I could have done. You know, nothing against the guys that I live with, like, they're fine. It's just that, you know, like, how do I say this? They're just not, we're just not in the same frequency. We don't share the same paradigm, meaning that, like, I perceive life way different than any of them. Like, just for example, like even with basic stuff like our food, right? I'm very, very strict about what I eat. I don't really care about how it tastes. I literally just use food as fuel. But to other people, to people I live with, like it's what do they feel in the moment? What would pleasure them in the moment? Just like little things like that. And I know that I used to think of food as very, very surface level. Like, okay, if I'm feeling hungry right now, what am I craving? If I'm craving like some taquitos that I'm gonna throw in the air fryer, like, okay, let's do it. That's a good snack. That sounds fire. But now, like, I don't think about food like that. It's literally just, what does my body need in the moment, and how can I fuel my body up for success to reach that desired state that I want to get to? So little things like that. And what happens is, if you this is what a mentor told me in the past, if you have someone who sees the truth, like in this context I'm talking about like red pill, blue pill, like live in a reality where you just accept that things are fucked up and you're comfortable in your daily life, you accept that. Or I believe the red pill is where you see this reality where everything is just fucked up and you're like, what am I doing? Like, I need to get out of this reality. I'm talking about like the system, the matrix. And those guys took the blue pill, just comfortable in the reality, college route, going down that route and try to find like a steady, stable job. But I just saw everything wrong with that. Like, why would I spend 4 years in college with being taught by people who don't even have the thing that I want, who aren't even successful in their own aspects? Why would I do that? Why would I work my way up a ladder when I can give everything I have into the creation of my own products? Just didn't make sense for me. So, yeah, like that's one thing that living with a roommate has taught me, is that if you have two people who live, one taking the red pill, the second one taking the blue pill, like those contradicting energies just don't match in that environment. It's just not gonna mesh well. So that's why I'm so hell-bent on living on my own. So I toured 1-bedroom places over the past 2 weeks. Everything is out of my budget. Like, I'm talking about an $1,100 apartment would be me living in the slums. Like, I'm talking about places that on the reviews, the reports, like there's literally like multiple things about shootings, break-ins, robberies, people being harassed. And like when I get there, like literally gunshots in the fucking bullet holes in the fucking like doors or some shit. Like just some shit that I shouldn't be living in. And I'm okay living below my means. I'm more than okay living below my means. But if it compromises my safety, that's at a point where I can't do it, because I'm not trying to have my life cut short, bro. Like I'm way too optimistic about what's gonna go down to have my shit cut short. I can't do that. So I'm in this tight spot where I don't have the budget to live on my own, and then I'm on a timeline that is too fast paced. So I kind of need to wrap this up because I need to go to work. But yeah, bro, I had some conversations with some guy that I really, really trust and I see myself living with, who's working a sales position right now. Like, I've known this guy since 6th grade, bro. We literally grew up like brothers. And he's a guy who's a go-getter. He's on the same frequency as me. So he's a guy I see myself living with. But his timeline is a couple months from now compared to my timeline, which is today. Like, I want to move into my new spot today. But yeah, bro, just got to see how things pan out. But I just want to record the first part of this raw talk. Just sit down with the camera. I don't know if I want to record a second part, but I do need to clock in. I do need to get to work. So I'm going to do that. It's going to be fun watching this video in the future. But yeah. All right, boys. It is the next day. And as you can see, I'm officially moved out my place. I just had a moment of reflection, a moment of realization. Like, bro, from a year ago today, when I first moved into my place, I was a completely different person. And I just remember feeling so purposeless, so lost. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. That was at the point when I was running my first business. I was trying to make something out of nothing, take this opportunity, take this risk that I didn't know if it was going to play out or not, which it didn't, but I grew because of it. And I remember going through so many phases in just this past year, bro, like so many different phases and such a growth period in my life. Like, I'm a completely different person from who I was a year ago today to now. And it's so surreal. Even though, like, I really felt miserable in that apartment, I grew so much. And I'm so blessed I had a safe space in the city that I could stay in, an apartment, a roof over my head every single night, even though, like, it was some of like the hardest times of my life. And I mean, I feel kind of spoiled saying that, just because I was in a somewhat safe environment, in a college environment, roof over my head. You know, it wasn't the most a luxury experience living with 3 other guys and sharing that space with them. But nah, bro, just reflecting on that, I'm glad that I went through that. I believe that God has a plan for all of us, and that was just what I had to go through and what I had to persevere and face adversity to really prove myself and really grow into the man that I am becoming. So Box is officially moved out right now. The game plan as of now is that I'm staying at my parents' place. I'm going to be there for about a week, and then I'm going to be out the country in Canada, which I'm going to have some exciting vlogs planned out for that. But bro, kind of an emotional day moving out my place. I'm not really emotionally attached to it. I'm emotionally attached to the hard work that I put through myself being there. But as far as my comfort there, bro, that was not comfortable. I'm glad I went through it though, and I appreciate y'all watching up to this point in this video. Man, this is going to be a turning point in my life, in a way, going into this next phase of my life that I don't really know. I just put my faith, my trust in a power beyond me, and God. And man, don't know exactly how this next couple weeks are going to play out, but I am very, very grateful to be breathing today. Very, very optimistic about how I'm going to handle it, and I know that it's God's plan, bro. God's plan. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end off this video here, but I appreciate y'all watching again, and I'll see y'all boys later. Peace.